The top left position of any matrix is position 0, 0. That's worth writing down. The top left position is always 0, 0, or bracket 0, bracket 0. And the bottom right position is always, ready for this? Number of rows minus 1, number of calls minus 1. Think about that for a minute. We have 2 rows, so number of rows is 2, minus 1 is 1. Hence the 1 right there. Number of columns is 4, minus 1 makes 3, of course, and hence the 3 right there. All right, let's get back to initializing this matrix. All right. Let's put some numbers in there. So mat 1, there's 8 positions, so I'll do this 8 times, but I'll just copy and paste a lot. Up in the top left corner, position 0, 0, I'll put a 1. I'm going to copy and paste this code. There's the first row. I'll do a line break. There's the second row. So in the first row, it's always row 0, and the columns go 0, 1, 2, and 3. In the second row, that's row 1. And the columns go 0, 1, 2, and 3. To complete the first row, I'll put in 1, 6, 7, and 11. 1, 6, 7, and 11. The second row, I'll put in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Make sure yours compiles. A lot of new syntax here. Hair is a square bracket certainly is weird. So again, can you picture in your mind abstractly what you've just done? You've made 1, 6, 7, 11 in the first row, and 4, 3, 2, and 1 in the next row. That's what we just did. Now, if I did not initialize a position, as we said before, it defaults to 0. So if I comment out row 1, column 2, where this 2 is, then what I've created is 4, 3, 0, 1 in the second row. Okay? Just like arrays, there's 3 ways to make these matrices. I could have made the same matrix like this. I'll call this one mat2. I'll be a little careful here. There's quite a few curly braces. I need a curly brace for the start and the end of the matrix. Okay, I need a curly brace for the start and the end of the matrix. I also need curly braces for the rows. Okay? So I'm going to put the numbers for row 1 inside those curly braces, the numbers, the values for row 2 inside there. So 1, 6, 7, and 11 separated by commas. Oh my. But that's just like arrays, isn't it? And I'll keep that 0 here and go 4, 3, 0, 1. Looks pretty good, but I gotta do one more thing. I gotta add commas between the rows. If I were to compile it now, it says you're missing something. It's an error that really doesn't describe the error. It's a message that doesn't describe the error. You have to put a comma between the rows. And then I think Blue Jay likes it, yeah. Then we're good. Okay. So it's more obvious to the reader what's going on here. Typically, we'll do this. Do you see how now it's lined up nice? And you can see the 4 is below the 1, the 3 is below the 6, the 0 under the 7, and a 1 under the 11. Java, C++, they're not space sensitive. It doesn't matter where the spaces are, so this is fine. The AP exam, I think I've seen it do this way with those guys out there. Okay. But as long as you have an open and closed curly brace for the matrix itself and an open and closed curly brace for each row, you're good. Now notice there is no comma after the second row. It compiles fine, it works. However, if you put a comma there, that's okay too. You don't need to, I never do, but if you do because you're new at this, I get it, that's fine. It works anyway, not a big deal. At least I don't think it is, okay? So here's one way to make a matrix. Here's a second way. Up here with arrays, remember? First way, second way, and now the third way is going to look a lot like this. Our third way of making arrays is a lot like our third way of making matrices. So what can we do? I'm going to go ahead and copy this code because it's so similar. Paste it here, and we'll say new int, and same thing. Okay. Again, I can see that being useful if you had to make a matrix in a method and knew what to put in there, like make pi for the arrays.